What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome. Let's have some fun. All right. So we got a few things we want to cover today. Definitely come on in right now. Use the share button. Use the like button. Please make sure you give us a thumbs up. The goal today is 10. We need to get to 10 thumbs up today. Thank you so much for hanging out. All right. So let's just make sure that everything works fine. Yeah. All right, we're looking good on YouTube. All right, so today we're covering quite a few things. I have a property here that I need to analyze because we're about to put an offer in on it. All right, so we definitely have that going on. Today we also have, let me see, we have a few questions, a question that came in on Instagram. I want to make sure I answer today as well. Then there's two other issues that came up that I want to talk about. First of all, we're going to talk about the Guru Land. There's quite a few things going on. You should know. You should protect yourself because the horizons are changing. Definitely. So, thanks to just the natural evolution of the marketplace due to the pandemic, but also, the business was changing anyway. But if you know how to adjust and you can pivot, then you should be in a good place. But if you are stuck on how things work normally, then you're gonna have a serious problem in your hands. It's only a matter of time. So, like I said, today's goal is 10. So please make sure you share it, and when you share it, make sure you use hashtag D2D Nation. Hashtag D2D Nation stands for From Data to Deals. We're going to be doing some data analysis here today, and a couple of things. I also wanted to add. Analyzing the data for our YouTube channel. I thought you would, because you're a marketer at the end of the day, I thought you would find very insightful the data on YouTube, where the growth comes from, why our YouTube channel is stagnant, and just algorithm talks. So I'm also going to cover that a little bit today. All of that we're going to do in 55 minutes. All right. So let's just make sure that everything looks good on Facebook. Yep, everything looks good on Facebook. We're looking good on Facebook. So just wanted to make sure of that real quick. Let's see here. All right, and on Facebook we're looking good. Okay, everything looks good. All right, so welcome. Please make sure you give it a thumbs up. At least once. You have to just touch that thumbs up button gently, either you're on Facebook or YouTube, it doesn't matter. Okay, now let me see my eyes. Hopefully it's not too red, but just want to make sure that I don't scare you with my red eyes. It's a little irritated. All right, so today, like I said, we're going to do data analysis, but what I think I should do is jump right into the data analysis part of it. All right, because that's what this is about, from data to deals. I don't want to waste your time if you have to run or anything like that. But before I jump right into that, let me just let's see here. I want to make sure I answer. There's a question that came in that I felt like was very important and we should answer. And it's on Instagram, so I'm gonna have to log into Instagram real quickly, and then we'll look at it from there. On the general, okay. All right, so yes, we do have a question here from a person who is also an agent. But we should answer the question. But before we jump into that, let me just make sure I share something here. Okay. All right, and then we'll go here, and then we'll go here. All right, so the software that I use is called Empire Big Data. It's called PropStream, but you can find a free trial account at empirebigdata.com. And I'm going to be using that to analyze a particular property, 92 Irwin Avenue. Okay, it's a new lead that just came in. We're going to look at it together. We're going to look at the numbers because at the end of this class here today, I have to send the contract. She's getting ready for the contract. We agreed to a price. The price I'm not too sure about. Okay, it came in through one of my partners, but I think we should definitely address it. So this question says, and yes, I'm seeking. Okay, so a client of mine wants to purchase her deceased grandmother's house. It's going into foreclosure. Okay, please make sure that you let me know that you can hear me clearly. All right. Hey, Anthony, what's going on, Anthony? Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by. Please make sure you give it a thumbs up. All right, so let's go back to, okay. All right, so question says, so a client of mine wants to purchase her deceased grandmother's house. It's going into foreclosure. So grandmother has passed on. Property is going into foreclosure, okay, which means grandmother owed some money on the property, right? And let's keep going here. There's no valid will or heirs to the home. Is this even possible? Yes, it's possible. There's a default, okay? Defaults to the, I forgot. Like, again, these are legalities that I try not to worry about. The best people to ask, it depends on what state you're in, is to ask an attorney or ask a title agency. Title company will be able to answer you without attempting to ask you for money. But those are the best people to ask on what it defaults to when there's no, what do you call it? When there's no will, right? When there's no written will. Is this even possible? Yes, it's possible. People passed on all the time without any designated will or heirs. That's very possible. Is this even possible? So because a few people have told me that you can't purchase a short sale from a relative, yeah, on paper, you can't purchase a short sale from a relative, yes, on paper, okay, because they call it the arm's length, right? The sale has to be arm's length, and they actually put that in the short sale approval a lot of times. But again, really what they want is the money. So I'm not advising you that you should do it, but what I'm saying is that if they don't have the same last name and it's not direct sibling and they don't live in the same house, they don't have the same address, like who's checking? As long as they get the money that they are asking for in the short sale agreement, you don't have to worry about it. For those of you that don't know what a short sale is, when the person owes too much money on the property, right? They owe too much money on the property than it's actually worth. And then the only choice you have at that point, because that mortgage has to be paid for, the only choice you have is to have the bank agree to take less than what is owed on the property. When they do that, it's called a discounted payoff. So you pull a payoff, a full payoff every time you sell a property, right? And there's a mortgage on it. You pull a payoff. A payoff is essentially a statement that says this is how much we're owed and this is how much we expect before you can close this deal successfully. A discounted payoff is a bank that has looked at the property, they've assessed the market using what they call a BPO, a broker's price opinion, and they say, you know what, this property is worth less than what we are owed, so we will accept less. And so, for example, the grandmother owes them $400,000, and now the bank is saying this property is no more worth more than $200,000. So we will accept $190,000 or $180,000. A lot of times they will accept 90% of what the property is worth in today's market, just so they can take that cash and go somewhere else and invest it somewhere else, because it's better that way. Because if they don't take that cash, they don't want houses. Banks don't want houses, basically. Okay, so because a few people have told me, okay, so, and since no one living owns the mortgage, they can't even come to an agreement with the bank to do the short sale. That's true. Okay, but I guarantee if you talk to the bank and say this person is deceased, the bank has a process that they will go through to get the conversation started with the next person they can find. Because ultimately, think about it, the bank wants as much money as they can get out of a situation that doesn't seem like any money will ever come. And they don't want foreclosure, because foreclosure also means they're gonna be dealing with a bunch of investors at the auction. They're gonna be lowballed offers. So they want to, plus that's more time into the future, and time is worth more than money. So they want whatever they can get. So the The next best thing I would say is initiate a conversation with the bank and see what they say. Don't just stop at the first person you talk to. Tell them you want to talk to someone because the person already passed away. I am the daughter, I am the realtor, whatever you want to tell them, and get a conversation going. Again, don't stop at the first person you talk to. Okay. So let's go here. So I think it's best for her to probably wait until the bank publicly lists the house for sale. No, it's not best, because once you wait until that time, it leaves the control of anybody in attachment with the property. It goes into the hands of another realtor who is responsible for the bank's REO. REO stands for real estate owned properties. Okay. Real estate owned by the bank. Okay. So at that point in time, the bank don't want to deal with people who owned the property in the past or family members. They don't want to deal with that. They foreclose on the property, and they want to move on. Okay. And they have another agent entirely deal with that situation, right? And they legally own the property at that point. Okay. So she doesn't have cash, but it's pre-approved. Does that sound about right to you? All right. So like I just said, all of that really doesn't matter until you make sure you're in control of the deal. And there's a discounted payoff. Another name for that is short sale. So it's doable, but again, depends on the bank, depends on the structure of the bank. Just get some conversations going on with the bank. It's a case by case situation. And they're also behind every note at the bank, there's an investor behind it, and you want to make sure you're talking to the bank so that they can tell you what the criteria is or what the checklist for that investor is. And a lot of times the investor will be like, get rid of the note, whatever you can get, and in that case, you have a really, really steep discount. That's why you don't want to bail out as long as you have a motivated seller. In this case, a person that has passed away, but there's a family member you can talk to. That person need to you need to join forces with them and get conversations going with that person. Okay, so that's the first question I wanted to answer real quickly because she asked earlier, and I thought I should just bring that here before we dive into what time is this? 4:12. Okay, in about 3 minutes we've got to jump into data analysis here. All right, so the Guru ecosystem, software and time and knowledge and tutorials, courses. Okay, courses everywhere. There's a lot of courses for sale. There are people jumping on selling courses and stuff like that. There's a lot of things changing. Okay. What I want you to pay attention to that is where the value is. Obviously, the value is not necessarily in information. Information is extremely valuable, but there's more than enough information out here. Everything I just said in the past 15 minutes, you could have Googled it, but however, that would have taken you some time to really understand what you're looking at, right? All right, so let's just keep that in mind. Please give it a thumbs up if anything I'm saying is making sense. All right, so I want you to keep in mind, I'm not going to talk much about value right now but as time goes on, I want you to pick up on how I value time. Okay, and more importantly, how entrepreneurs value time in general. Okay, I want you to start picking up when I talk about value. Like, for example, the analysis I'm about to do on this property, 9262 Irwin in Springfield, New Jersey. This property, we're going to talk value, right? And you have to understand how value works. You have to really start having your own insights on what the pandemic means on home values. You have to have your own insights, your own opinions, right? And you have to be able to make that opinion up with looking at just a few pieces of data here and there. But everything starts with data, right? Okay. Should you line up interest before contract or the other way around? Okay, that was a question that came in from one of my partners today. Should you line up an interest on a property? Hopefully my eyes is not too red. Is my eyes too red? If you can see me, please let me know if my eyes is too red. I'll put the glasses back on, but I'd rather not have the glasses on for this live session. All right. So I was saying value, right? Okay. Then the next question is, should you line up interest before? What you mean by lining up interest? Okay. If you are building a sales funnel where you line up interest and you monetize that process and you're building a list, yes. If we're talking about one piece of property, no. Okay. If we're talking about one piece of property and the deal is in front of you and you have a opportunity to lock in a contract right now, then you don't want to waste time on lining up interest first. Get that contract locked in first. That's the first thing you need to do. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I share this to to our group here real quick. So you want to make sure that you lock that up under. Just 1 second here. Just give me a second here, guys. All right. So you want to make sure you lock in that contract first. Okay. Now the real question that a lot of people will have is that, okay, but I don't know if the number will work for my buyers. You're supposed to know how to analyze the comparables of a property. You need to have a tool to have a proper opinion on after repair value of a property. You have a P. So again, Empire Big Data is a good tool for that. Okay, I'm just sharing this on Facebook to make sure that everyone kind of know we're here now. Okay, at least they have an idea. Let's see here. Okay, I see what's going on. Boom, and we can share now. Share public. Okay. All right. So is that making sense? All right. So if you have any questions right now, we touched on a little bit of a pre-foreclosure short sale situation. If you have any questions, please feel free to post it, and then we'll take it from there. If you have anything you want me to touch, maybe you're getting stuck anywhere in the business of wholesaling real estate right now, and this is the best time to ask me right now, because then you can ask follow-up questions. Okay. You can ask follow-up questions and say, hey, I get that, I hear that, but like that kind of question, right? You want to be able to ask such a question as well too. Let me there's one more place I need to share too, and then we can focus on data here in a second. Okay. So we have quite a few communities. By the way, just so you know, we now have a group. It's called D2D Nation. D2D Nation. You can search for it on Facebook. It should come right up, hopefully already. But if you don't, the link will be in the description later. Okay. Or you could just go to facebook.com/groups/D2D Nation. All right. So with that being said, let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's get into some data. Let's go ahead and play with some data. And this is I know this is the most fun part of it, of the whole thing. Okay. And let me reduce that banner. All right. Okay. So here we go. We're dealing with Springfield, New Jersey today. Yesterday we deal with some strange county. Okay. But today there's this lead that came in just before I came online today, and I figure we should just play around with it. And the lead, okay, the lead, not a deal. It's not a deal until it's a deal, right? But it's a lead, right? That means somebody is interested in selling. And to be honest with you, we have an agreed price at 310 right now, but I'm not too sure about that price. That price was determined based on on the high end of the marketplace, which we now have the corona situation, or the COVID-19 situation, and the numbers are going to reflect, okay? At least, even if it's in the short term, no one knows what's going to happen with the real estate market. So at the very minimum, we should all understand right now that investors, cash buyers are not taking the same level of risk that they're taking. They're looking at things closer. And $700,000 property is definitely a little bit on the high end. I like to keep things in the areas where properties are below $400,000 or below. Okay. Anywhere in the nation, I like to keep it around that, because then you start talking affordable housing, $400,000 or below. Anything above that is, to me, is considered high end. Okay. But nonetheless, we're going to look at this property today. Okay. Springfield, New Jersey. We know that there are cash buyers in that area, so we know it's a sizable market. If I see more than 100 cash buyers, that's a sizable county for me. Honestly, to be honest, 100 is my magic number, and if 100 doesn't work, then I have to dig a little deeper into the numbers. Okay, so because it's lower than 100 cash buyers doesn't mean I don't look at the location, but it just means I have to look a little deeper. But anything above 100, that means there's a sizable amount of situations going on there. But let's look a little closer into the cash buyers too before I start looking at the property itself. Okay, so cash buyers right here. Okay, I'm just going to click on that, right? But I need to add some filters. Okay, so I'm going to say ownership. I'm going to say less than 1 year. Okay, I don't want them to have owned the property more than 1 year. Okay, and you can see that number reduced down to 20. Okay, but why is that important? It's important because, you know, at least I know I'm dealing with the people that are very quick to flip a property fast. Okay, but maybe not so important right now. The other thing I want to look at is I want to make sure that this under ownership, that this property was actually, let me click on this again. Okay, so that it was actually within, so this one is not really that important right now. I'm going to take that out, but I need this to have happened within the last 1 year. Okay, that's where I start from. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's month, right? And today is what, 5? Yep. So that's within the last 1 year, these people actually uh, own this property, own the property within the last 1 year. Okay. All right. Now, last sales date. If I want, I can actually lock in a price, meaning they have sold this property. Let's see here. Last sales, not sales price. I'm looking at. Let's see. Okay, so years of ownership. We have that. So that's fine. I'm just going to leave this wide open like this. Absentee owner. This should be absentee owner. Really, it should be absentee owner, but I'm just going to leave it like that and just look at the bigger list. Bottom line is that within the last 1 year, cash buyers within the last 1 year. Well, it drops down to 20 again. These are the first people I would want to contact, okay, in this local area, okay. Also, I can see the price point that they're paying for these properties, right? 341. Remember, I told you that this property, so this was actually purchased not too long ago, recording date 327. I can click onto it and go a little bit deeper into this property, okay. And we can see recorded date 320. So there's an error here. So it looks like the person that recorded this number at the city recorded the wrong number. Okay, they meant to say $177,000. At least the MLS shows that, right? And it looks like PM Real Properties bought this property. So those are people I need to find. Essentially, I can find those people, that those are potential buyers for this deal and I'm about to lock in, right? Okay, and there are also 25 pictures, and you know, and clearly this is a high-end town, by the way. Okay, so this is a good one. So I can scroll through and see the pictures. Look at that, right? Look at that. Look at that. This is beautiful. When you see this kind of stuff, you know you see beauty. And if you don't know why I see beauty here, oh my God, you need to go watch Wholesaling 101 on the channel. Okay. But basically, it means we can add value to this property. But this is already purchased at $177,000. Okay, and 401 was recorded, and it was a cash sale, and the sale date was 327. Okay, so literally, this happened. This happened. It's arm's length residential transaction, which means it's not family member. That's what that means. Remember, I spoke about arm's length earlier. It can't be it can be, it has to be arm's length, meaning they are not family members. Okay. All right. So let's keep going here. All right. So that's one right there. This is another property right here with some pictures. I'm gonna. This was purchased for 233. But again, I'm looking at the price point that people are purchasing these properties for within the last 1 year, and this price point was good. Now, if you look at it, says estimated value 341. That's based on the size of the property. What's going on in this location is that people are adding on levels and making the square footage of the house a lot bigger. Some of them are actually demolishing the property and putting up new constructions. So in that case, the property are somewhere above $500,000 sales price. I've seen some 680. We're going to look at that in a second here, okay? But let's look at this one, 216 Milltown Road. Okay, I'm not supposed to be looking at comps yet. I'm just looking at what's going on in that town. Okay, there's 5 pictures here. Okay, it's just basically the front. But this right here, and this was purchased at 237 in December, just last December, right? Previously, before that, somebody purchased at 350. 237 last December was all right. So that's another it's an LLC company, okay, that we can look up as well. So these are all cash buyers, okay. And I'm looking at the price point here. Somebody purchased at 500,000. Somebody sold a property at. Let me see. So it's a sale that happened here. Here's the cash sale for $500,000. Somebody purchased this in November. Okay. All right. So and looks like the seller was a bank. So it was and the buyer was this person. Okay. So this was a cash buyer that I need to track down. Okay. All right, so I have 20 cash buyers that I can track down within the last 1 year. Now, remember from yesterday, why is it that I'm not going after all 253 people? Because again, 253 number here doesn't mean that they purchased in recent times. There are some people on this list and they could have been a sale recorded from 15 years ago. I don't want to talk to I don't want to lead with talking to those people because there's a higher chance that they're not looking to buy right now. Okay. But these people are in recent times. So I have 20 cash buyers. Plus I can expand this to the county level. Okay. I can also expand this to the county level. What is a county level? What is the county this in? You can literally Google with the township. This is in Union County. So I can literally go down and say, hey, oh, I want all of Union County. Okay. Union County, New Jersey. All right. And make sure you type it out as county, comma, and the state. Okay. Because there's a Union Township and that's not what you want. Okay. You want the county. So at the county level, there are 10,000 cash buyers. Okay. I'm just assessing again, exit before you enter. That's a rule in real estate. Exit before you enter. And that's what I'm following right now. I want to see if there's a buyer in this location. Okay. So I'm going to click on cash buyer and I'm just going to simply put the filter for last 1 year on it, right? Ownership. And I'm just going to go back to 1 year. Okay. Simply just put this on 2019. All right, and that would be what, fifth? That's fine. Just a little bit over 1 year, maybe 1 month, but that's fine. I just need to see more recent data. And let's see, hide this. Let's make sure that we can see that. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna close this, and now we have 975. Okay, 975. Now I'm looking at this price point. A person that pays over $1 million cash in Scotch Plains is not unheard of as a high-end town. But what I can do is I can go into the filter again. No, that's not what I meant to do. I need to go into this filter. And I can go to the sales price. There's a valuation equity. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There should be a filter here. Property characteristics. No, that's not it. Ownership. Okay, it's here. All right, so I can say maximum is $500,000. So just to minimize that list, so I can focus on the people I need to be talking to. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna click close. Okay. And now it's down to 8:04. Okay, recording date. These are all the cash deals that happened in that area. So 804, I would probably narrow down to just a few towns around Springfield, New Jersey. Okay. That's probably what I would do in this case. Okay. So, but that's that. There's a sizable market. That's really the first thing I want to make sure of. So the address of the property. Now, let me tell you, the address I'm about to put in is an actual property around the corner. It's not the actual property. So just in case someone is watching and they want to get smarter than the system, I wanted to tell you that. Okay. So Irwin, and also to protect the privacy of the person, the actual lead. Okay. Irwin Avenue. So let's put that in Springfield. So you want to type out the full address and you want to try different combinations. You can spell out full avenue. If it doesn't come up, then You want to make sure. All right, so it's not coming up here. It's not Freehold Township. So I'm going to go back here and spell it out. Spell out Avenue, all right? Okay, let's see here. Okay, maybe there's a G on the Irwin. Maybe it's an Irwin. Is there? I'm not sure. Let me take out this one. Okay, so another way, it's not coming up. Another way, so that sometimes the county records the data a little bit differently. I'm just going to type that here, Irwin. No, that's an actual address, Avenue. So whatever is in Zillow is what the actual address spelling is. Okay, Springfield, New Jersey, right? Irwin Street, that's what it was. Okay, so whatever is in Zillow, that's what it is. Okay, this is the property I'm talking about. Okay. So this property was actually sold not too long ago at 375. Interesting. So, yep, that's the property. But let's look at what our software says. Okay, I'll take this out and paste this. There you go. So you need it to pop up here under the auto suggestion recent. It says recent searches. You can see recent searches, but you need it to pop up here. If it's not popping up, that means the address is put in wrong based on county records. Okay. So let's press enter. I think we got it. No, not sure. Okay, I need to click on it. Wait. Okay, all right. So you got to wait a little bit. So you click on it. When you click on it, the data you see at the top here are basically the city data for Springfield, New Jersey, for the township of Springfield, New Jersey. That's what you're looking at. All right. That's what you're looking at now. But this is the data for the actual property. Okay. It's saying estimated equity, average comparables in the area is $501,000, but that's also based on the square footage. Okay, so let's say the lead was 900 square footage, it would have adjusted based on the size, because the value of a property is also based on the size, based on location first, and then the size of the property, and then the market in that area. What happened in the last 6 months within the 1 mile radius of the property. Okay, so you can click on here to see data. You can click on this to analyze the comparables. Okay, and you can see how they came up with that number. Okay, this is sales information if you're trying to put an offer in. Okay, so I'm just going to go down to comparables. Okay, let me go back here. When you're here, you want to click on details. That's the first place, and we see quite some information here. Property details, comparables, tax information. Okay, I always like to browse through here to see if there's anything that stands out. Everything seems normal to me. Living area 1456 square footage. All right, and the size of the lot can be important. Okay, I've noticed that it's about 6,800 lot area for most of the properties in that area. I have noticed that even for the brand new constructions, because again, I'm also assessing it if we could completely replace the property, as in like demolish what's on there and put up a brand new property. And in that case, the value is not just going to be $500,000. We're probably going to be looking at about $650,000 to $700,000 without the effect of the pandemic. Okay, so again, I don't know the effect of that right now until I talk to some buyers and see where their mindset. I've spoken to a few, and what I know based on the buyers is that they are kind of shying away from the high-end stuff, like I said earlier. Okay, so just like for example, like hiding a level and going crazy and then expanding the property, and then some people are slowing down on that. Most people are looking for deals that they can flip. They can put a little bit of work and flip quickly, and if they have to sit on it, they won't be too much out of money, because there's a possibility they may have to sit on it because of the marketplace. It's not just a matter of people willing to buy. People are losing their jobs. About 25 million people, 30 million people filed for unemployment in the last few weeks. Those are real numbers that will affect everything. Okay, so it's very important that to keep that in mind when you're putting offers out there. Okay. All right. So let's look at here. So we see here, I'm going to go on the details. Okay. And this is how you look at comparables. Okay. Comparables. You click on comparables. Comparables means properties that are similar to the property. And then based on location, based on size, based on a few other things. Okay. So here I always pick both. So you're not just looking at properties on the public record or just on the, you're looking at both. Okay. All the properties recorded in the area for sales you're looking at. Okay. I can tell you what, I see 102 Irwin Street sold for $845,000 just a little bit less than a year ago. That's good news to me. But I always go back 6 months. Okay. So I'm a little conservative. If I need to go back to 1 year, I would do that, but I start from 6 months. Okay. So I go here instead of 1 year. This defaults to 1 year. That's because 1 year is okay. And a lot of bank will entertain 1 year in a good, okay market. In this market, not so much. They're tightening. Remember that they're tightening all the different criteria and factors. One of them being the comparable sale that you're using to determine the value of the property. How far into the past do you go, right? You can't just go back to 10 years ago and say, hey, this property sold for $500,000. It must be worth that. No, it needs to be within a certain period of time, and the closer to now the better. Okay, so I'm just going to go back 6 months here. Instead of May, we're going to go to November. I think 1 2 3 4 5 6 November 5. Okay, and that will reduce the number of properties we have available. Look at that. That drastically reduced the number of sales that happened in within that period of time. Okay, so you can see the square footage is already put at certain numbers as well. Okay, but this number you're looking at here is basically the average sales price, average square footage price. Average days on the market is 26, and that's the number if it's just that property. Okay, all right. And we're looking at only sold. If you want, you can look at active listings. Okay. And let's see if there's anything else that's listed in that time. Contingent, fill. I just want to see if there's anything showing up. All right, so nothing is showing up. Okay, nothing extra. Okay, that's because within that short period of time. Okay, so you can go back 1 year because within last 1 year, but I'm just telling you, you can see here, the more recent data is much more accurate. Okay. All right. Now, another problem is that this is defaulting to 0.5 miles. I'll go back as far back as 1 mile radius. Okay. So that could be another reason why that list was short. Exactly why it was short. So I have 20 additional comparables here. Okay. So that's additional comparables. And that brought the number up. So within 1 mile radius in the last 6 months, okay, we're looking at $394,000. So I'm going to take this out. I'm going to click this column header. Okay, I'll click this column header, which says amount. That means the sales price. When I click that, it goes from top to bottom in from highest to lowest. Or you click on it again, you go from highest to lowest, right? So I need to see what properties this is. Okay, so this is the highest to lowest. The highest in that area sold for, this is Springfield Avenue, and that is a commercial property. So that's another problem. You need to go under here and say only single multifamily to 2 to 4. That's all you want. And on the property class, you want only residential when you're dealing with homes. Okay, so that would take that commercial property out, so you don't get excited on $850,000 when it's in fact a commercial property building, right? So again, the highest we have here is 590. Okay, 590. Okay, the highest we have is 590. So if I take this out, I always like to pick the top 5. In a typical appraiser, they use 3 properties. I just take the top 5, okay? And that way I can have a decent, okay, so we're looking at 491. So it's safe for me to say $500,000 if we put this house back in good shape and put it on the market, right? Safe to say $500,000. And again, how long is it going to be on the market? This 23 average days on the market may change to 30, maybe 60. Again, because of the condition of the market out there, right? So that's that. So we have this, we have the value right there, $491,000. Okay. There's a rehab calculator here that you can use. Okay, there's a lot more tools you can use. There's also under action, you see view comparable reports. You can download the reports if you need to show it to somebody to make an offer. Okay. All right. So that's that right there. All right. So if I go into analysis, I know that my number is my average sales price, my ARV after repair value now is $491,000. I'm going to go to analysis. Okay. So it depends. Okay. It says estimated value is saying 424 here. I can change this to $491,000, right? And investment, personal or just property in foreclosure. Okay. So there's this number right here, 491. There's an easier tool at dealestimator.com. It's basically on our site. It's a tool that I created. It's free. Okay. And you can use this to come up with a decent. Okay. So you go here, dealestimator.com. All right. You want to know what your maximum allowable offer is going to be. You click on start a calculation here. Okay. And then here you want to put $491,000. Okay. So depending on how much rehab you want to do, this is a little quick estimator rehab that we'll put together. It's not the end all be all number. It just allows us. So if you notice the mild work that is needed, you use the first one. If it's medium, you use the second one. And if it's a lot, full rehab, you use that one, right? So I'm just going to keep it at medium rehab, right? And it's basically telling me now there's a part here that you can decide to use 65% rule, or you can use the 70% rule, or you can use the 80% rule. If you're in a very busy market where there's a lot of competition, your market may allow up to 80%, okay? But generally, I default personally to 65 and it defaults to 65, okay? So in that case, it's telling me that I cannot afford to offer more than 245 here, but I will start with 241 and my offer will be 241. All right, so now in this particular case, okay, in this particular property that we're talking about, is by the way, inside of this tool there should be a tool to calculate the numbers, just a little bit more complicated probably, and you can have some more variables like mortgage and stuff like that. You can play around with this and see what works for you. Okay. All right, but it's telling you right there, if you paid if your purchase price is whatever that number is, you can use it. And let me see here, that should be our offer calculator somewhere here. Okay, so if you're doing the rehab yourself, this is a very good tool to use based on the pieces of materials, how much it cost, how much labor or material and stuff like that. You can play around with that. Now, I was here. Okay, so, yep. All right, let's go back to here. Okay, so tax information is very important that you know what taxes are in that area. It's $9,000 for a year in that area. If you're going to do the rehab, you definitely want to know that. And if you're not going to do the rehab, your buyers will want to know how much the taxes are. Because if they're going to be doing this if they're going to be doing this if the project is going to take them 1 year, okay, just keep in mind, if the project is going to take 1 year to do, that also means that they will have an additional bill of $4,500. Okay, that's real money that will eat up into the profit, and they need to be aware of that. Okay, they need to be aware of that. All right. So if you're watching this in replay later or anything like that, please make sure that you're heading make sure you give it a thumbs up. The goal today is 10, and right now we only have 1 so far. Please do me a favor and make sure you had a thumbs up to the live session, which will really help us spread the word and help us grow the channel. So right about now, I want to go and show you the data in my YouTube channel. I thought it would be a nice add-on to what we do here. I'll show you the data in YouTube. Now, before I go there, the offer that $310,000, we're going to send that offer in right after now. It's going to be based on the highest comparable in the area. Okay, it's based on the highest comparable in the area. So if I go and click this, the highest is what was it again? 590. There were properties that sold actually. If I let me expand this because this is an actual property around the corner, and then let's see if we can come up with higher numbers here. Click on column header. Okay, so you can see here that's $925,000 in that same city with that sold literally in February. Okay, there's another 925 here. So these are new constructions. Okay, this is probably new construction. How do I know? I could just high end of the is the high end of the market. So I'm just gonna go check it out on. Let's see what it says if it's listed. Oh, this is mountainside. Okay. So another thing you should know about values of properties that you can go outside of the town, even if it's on the borders. Okay. This is short sales. That's why short sales is a lot more higher end. This is all high end. Okay. All right. All right. So no Springfield. I don't see any Springfield. So basically within 2 mile radius, you can see that. So the IS is still 490. Okay. That's what it is what it is. Okay. All right, but the actual property, I have to do a little bit more evaluation and see what we're dealing with. All right, so now let's go into YouTube. If you're excited about now, you guys that are watching me right now, tell me, do you care about seeing the data on my YouTube channel? Do you care to see how many views, what the views mean? Do you care, or I should just skip all that and stick with comments in the comment area? I'll give you 30 seconds to do that. Do you care to see the data in YouTube? I'll tell you what, I'm not the best in YouTube marketing. We just put out this content because they work for us long term. Okay. They work for us on the long term, not necessarily, it's not necessarily a thing that we are too particular about. Our marketing is multi-channel. So when it comes to digital marketing for our platforms online, we use Facebook ads a lot. We use email marketing a lot. Okay. So we can basically drive traffic at any size of traffic we want at any point in time on demand. We don't have to wait for algorithms. But I thought it would be interesting for you to see it as well, and just understand that just in case you decide you want to go into that in the future. Do you care to see YouTube data? Please let me know. Let me know. Talk to me, guys. There's a few people watching. So do you care to see YouTube data? If you do, let me know. I'm curious to see if you care for that. Let's see. Do you care? Anthony, you still hanging out with us? I'm not sure if you're still hanging out. If you're hanging out, do you care to see, or even can you hear me at all? Can you hear me? Can you hear me talking? Just comment in the comment area and say, yes, I can hear you. Anything like that. There's one person on Facebook and there's another 8 people watching me on YouTube. All right. Now, I'll be honest, most people are going to come back and watch later. They don't watch on demand. I understand that. So either way, I think you will find it fascinating. I don't see anybody answer. I think you will find it fascinating. Oh, somebody said, no, I don't care about the YouTube data. Okay. All right. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Since I didn't, thank you, 189. I appreciate that. But either way, I have about 5 more minutes to spend. I'm going to share it anyway, just in case somebody later, who wants to watch it, but if you want to exit right about now, that's fine. If you're brand new here, you go to Smart Real Estate Wholesaling. Okay, go to Smart Real Estate Wholesaling. This is it right here, and just want to go to myEmpirePRO.com and go get a free book. Okay, it's a free PDF. Just go there and grab that to help you understand wholesaling real estate in the digital age. Okay. Smart Real Estate Wholesaling, and also to give you access to the master classes that we have for virtual wholesaling, how to make $14,000 per month, and other resources that we have out there for you for free. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's play around with YouTube. Just make sure you subscribe before you leave. That would be very, very nice. Okay. Now let me share my screen for YouTube. Let's go ahead and share screen. Let's see here. Share screen application, and let's go into YouTube. All right. So I need you guys to help me grow this channel. Okay. So I'm going to share the data with you. I'm going to share this with you. That way you can also find it useful in your own business, in case you ever decide you want to use YouTube for marketing. And by the way, you can use YouTube to find deals as well too. There's a way you can create content to use to find deals. But when you understand how the numbers work, you just make it it creates a whole new level of possibility for you. Okay. So we're going to go on the analytics. All right. As you can see, we have 2,446 people subscribed to this channel. This channel is about 3 years old, 2016, a little bit over 3 years old, maybe going to 4 years. Consistently, we put out about 4 videos per week, okay, at least for the past 6 months, about 4, because I have somebody that actually that's actually responsible for that gets all that work done, getting the videos out there. Okay, now since yesterday, obviously we started going live. Okay, and then that's also part of the data that you're looking at. Okay, so this is just in the last 28 days. The views, we have about 4,839 views. Okay, if you look at the average views on my videos, maybe 100, somewhere between 50 and 100 on any one of the videos we release right now. So it's not the flashiest thing. Okay, you can see here the video we released earlier at 12 noon. You can go watch this video. It's called Attracting Houses, the 3 benefits of inbound marketing. 18 people have watched it. So maybe over the next one day or so, maybe 50 people would have watched, right? The last video from yesterday, 67 people, 165 on the one before that, and like that. And you see some numbers change here. And we have, let me make sure I make this public, visibility, only public videos. Okay. So we have some videos that are also hidden videos. Okay, so these are more. So you can see the average videos right there. There's a one of 274 here. Okay, 231 there. Before that, we were having like 20 to 30 average views. All right. So what does this all mean? Okay, what does this all mean? In the last 60 minutes, we have 27 people. Okay, obviously because I'm live right now as well. So we've had I don't know. We have 8 people. About 9 people watching this while we're doing it. Okay. 18:09 TM suddenly wants to know how to use YouTube to get deals. You can use any of these marketing channels to get deals. So it's very important that you pay attention anytime I'm talking about marketing, any marketing channel. Okay. Basically, it's very, very simple. Your marketing message is we buy houses, right? That's it, right? We buy houses. Okay. So why would a person that's looking to sell a house stumble into your video? That's a topic for another day, unfortunately. But there are ways that you can optimize your videos for the search engines so that when 93% of all online experiences start with online search. That when people actually search inside of Google, right? So if I go to Google real quick and I say OLA wholesaling, right? Let's say somebody stumbled into my information and they go search on Google for anything, how to do something, how to wear a hat, how to tie a tie. People search for everything on YouTube. And you can see Google prioritize ranking videos because they give better online experiences. So Google prioritize ranking videos. You can see these are videos ranking right here. This is actually from Facebook. So this is actually Facebook videos that are ranking up here. So please just pay attention to these numbers that I'm sharing with you right now. But if you guys want, we can dive into more bigger training about YouTube later. But that's one of the reasons why I'm sharing this, because that may pique your interest and suddenly you may be interested in learning that, right? All right. So also you can use it to attract a lot of JV deals. Most of the deals I do are joint venture deals. Because of me putting out a lot of content, I help a lot of people. Then I help them dispose some of the properties, and I make a lot of money from that too. So just think of it that way. So if you ever wonder why some of the gurus do YouTube video, what was in it for them? Because they attract a lot of joint venture deals. Okay, so just keep that in mind as well. Let's go to analytics real quick, and then we have about 1 more minute to round this up for the day. As you can see here, just in the last, this is Sunday, May 3rd, there's a little spike here, okay? But I'm going to go on to 90 days, and you can also see the growth of the channel from the last 90 days. There was a crazy spike here. I don't know what happened. Again, the algorithms has a mind of their own. It could be because of the bigger market at large. I don't know. What I can tell you is that YouTube as a platform definitely suppresses my video. It does not give it as much exposure as other channels would. But because of my marketing skills, I kind of care less about that. I would love free traffic, of course, but like it's not really a big deal. At the end of the day, I've in the last 15 years, 10 years in digital marketing, I know enough to never depend on one channel of marketing. Okay, leverage, multi-channel is those are very, very important mindsets to have. All right, now reach. I'm gonna go to reach, and then I'll show you. Then we'll see here. Here we've decided there's some videos that we shut off. Okay, as you can see, some impressions of a video that was giving the channel some unwelcomed attention. So we shut those videos up. So for example, we did a video addressing some other gurus and shedding some light and putting some perspective. There's a lot of fanboys of gurus out there that will come and will kind of decide to take those off. But what happened within that period of time when we took that off, our click-through rates, meaning people that are actually will see our video in the thumbnails and will actually click on it, actually increase. You can see a spike here. Okay, there's a lot more to this. Okay, I will continue to shed more light on it as time goes, but we kind of run out of time today. You can see our click-through rate, meaning the percentage of people that actually clicked on the thumbnail when they see the video actually increased because we got rid of certain type of traffic to the channel. Okay, and you can also see views here too. There's a little spike going on here in the last few weeks as well too. So unique views is the difference between views and unique views is how many actual individuals as compared to people that watch video multiple times. Okay, so if you watch the video multiple times, they will count the number of views, right? However, you're just one unique view, right? You're just one unique person. Okay, so also you can see if you go on the search, we have search terms that bring traffic here. Clever investor review. We did a review at one point that so a lot of some of his audience who are trying to review him end up on that video. It's another traffic generation strategy. Okay. However, our highest keywords here, basically when people search this, they land on our videos is wholesale real estate. Okay. So when somebody searches for this inside of YouTube, somehow will show up. And let me see if that actually happens right now. Okay. But you know, also there's also something called cookies. They're tracking my behavior, so I probably will show up for myself. The best way to show that is to open an something they call the incognito browser. Okay, all right. So let's see here. If I search for wholesale real estate, okay. So if you're watching the replay of this later, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. The goal is 10 for this particular episode. We had 5 yesterday, and we accomplished that. Okay, so please let's make sure we put that. So these are other videos. Okay, these are high competition. Okay, so we're showing here. Okay, for this video right here. Okay, this is one of my videos from 9 months ago. This is how we're getting traffic. So if you're wondering how come I get average of 300, average of 200 per day, 100 to 200 per day, but then in the last, like if you look at the last 48 hours, I've gotten 418 views, right? But let me see here. How come? Because every video that I put out continues to work. Okay, it's leverage. Okay, all this video continues to remain agents. Okay, so if you want to help us, the way YouTube uses they use a couple of data. Okay, to help us, they use this number right here, watch time. Okay, the more videos people watch on our channel, the more they will show us to people. So if this is growing, all right. The other thing they use is also the engagement level. They use the like buttons. You know, if you're commenting, if you actually ask questions in the, you know, I'm actually supposed to help initiate that, you know, by instigating that, by asking questions that, you know, thought-provoking questions, but I'm too lazy for that. Again, I just want to put out the content, and people that search for the information will find it. That's basically my focus here. Okay, but there are people that have learned how to hack into the algorithms by making sure they ask provoking questions that will get you commenting. And when people do more of that, basically YouTube assumes that you want to see more of them, and then you start seeing more videos of that channel in the home page. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go here. So yesterday we had a target for five. For five, I'm gonna go under live here, live videos, and then see how many we had, and I'll show you. And then so I can show you why I am asking that you help the channel as much as you can. Okay. Yesterday we had there's 30 people watched, and we had 9 likes. Today we've had 2 so far. So please make sure you had your own quota to the 10. So yesterday we had 5. We beat that goal. Today the goal is 10. If you can help us, that I would really, really appreciate that. All right. So with that being said, I had fun today. I don't know about you. I had fun. And a couple of things I wanted to make sure I share with you before we leave. Don't forget to go grab your free book at myEmpirePRO.com. There are 2 free books I'll give to you. This book's right here. You get a free PDF and Smart Real Estate Wholesaling, Real Estate Wholesaling. And then also, if you go through there, you will have, if you want to practice using the data software, you can try it out for 7 days, okay, for free, okay, Empire Big Data. And then also, if you want to, the free calculator that I used earlier, it's at dealestimator.com. It's absolutely free. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And 11dayschallenge.com, I created that for people who want to leverage affiliate marketing to build their list and also monetize and scale out faster. It's a really, really cool thing. You can skip 80% of the hustle and 10x the number of deals you're doing. 14kformula.com. You can check that out as well. If you want to go virtual, completely virtual, on flip houses nationwide from anywhere, myempirepro.com/go virtual. It's a free masterclass over there. All right. And let's see here. We do have a free Facebook group now. You can go ahead and join it and become part of the community. I am committed here. This is the second episode. I'm committed here for the next another 98 episodes. So if you want to show up here and hang out with me and chat with me, if you want to come in and actually jump in with a video and you want to talk to me, we can also do that as well. That's available as well. Just let me know in the chat area that you would like to come in, and then we'll take it from there. Okay. So let me just say thank you, those people that come in today. Thank you, Anthony, for stopping by. Thank you, 189TM, for stopping by as well. Thank you so much. And hopefully you guys have been enlightened and educated. We'll see you on the next one, and peace. Hopefully you guys have been enlightened and educated. We'll see you on the next one, and peace.